Drink Cinema! Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are two out of three brothers talking about movies. Hello, Brett.
Hi, Lee.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
That's great.
I feel like we're almost starting to come out of winter in Melbourne, Australia. Almost. Starting to.
Yeah.
Like on the day we're recording this, the sun is out.
2 days before the day we were recording this, it was 10 degrees and rainy,
Yeah,
which is
non-stop.
why I didn't go to a game of football.
It
But
also
anyway.
fogged a
It
lot
fogged.
this morning.
Yep.
Anyway, we are here and talking about movies anyway. We are going to have a drink while we do it, one each, and that makes two drinks.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about two things we've seen in the cinema. This is hard rated alcoholic lemon lime flavour. You can tell
okay.
because it's green.
Yeah.
And
Still a bit alluring to the children.
it is also zero sugar. But solo zero sugar is good. I like solo zero sugar.
Oh, is it zero sugar?
Yep.
Is hard rated usually zero sugar?
No, but there is a hard rated lemon normal and a hard rated lemon zero sugar.
Okay.
But solo zero sugar is still full flavoured. So just
Okay.
aware of that.
I'll be the judge of
Okay.
that. If I can open the can,
It
I'll be the
doesn't have
judge
a
of that.
psh. It's not very fizzy.
It's because of the sugar.
Cheers.
Meh. Nah. No. It's you can tell it's zero sugar.
Really?
Yep.
I'm used to zero sugar
My
drinks.
body just rejected it. That's why. It says, where's the sugar?
It's all right. It's not as good as hard rated lemon,
Nope.
but it's
Interesting.
better than seltzers. So if you want
I'll give you that.
a low cal option, this is better than a seltzer,
Yep.
I would say. But I'm still going to go hard rated lemon as a first preference.
Yeah. Okay, me too.
All right. We've seen two movies in the cinemas recently, one together and one a day apart.
Yeah.
The first was Inside Out 2,
It was.
which has been out for about 3 weeks now, almost a month now, actually,
Yeah.
since that came out. And we went to see it at the cinema, which was very interesting. It was not a full cinema.
Well, no, it has been out for
It had been out for a week,
a week and a bit and a
I
half
think,
or
by the
whatever.
time we saw it. But yeah, we saw, and there was only adults in the cinema.
Yeah.
So that there was actually less adults in the cinema after the movie started. And 4 people were like, I fucked up here. I'm in the wrong place.
I didn't think that. I don't know what the other movie was. I really wanted to work that out. What they walked in thinking they were going to go see, but then
Yeah.
okay. So here's my thing,
Yeah.
right? It wouldn't have been an animated movie. Odds are,
Yes. No.
right? So when they were watching the movie and they saw trailer for that one that looks a bit average that I can't remember the name of.
The robot on the island.
Yeah.
Yep.
Castaway Robot.
Yep.
And then Moana 2.
Yeah.
I would have thought these are weird things to watch for that new Pearl movie or whatever. I don't know what they were saying.
So, things that it could have been. Actually, this probably doesn't help us.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We've all done... Actually, no, we've never done that. I've never walked into the wrong cinema.
we thought we did once. But it was actually just an ad. There were other ones that started at a similar time, so I can understand that they went to the wrong place. However, the Sun Theatre where we went to see it, it isn't a hallway, like one hallway with Cinema 1, Cinema 2, Cinema
Yep.
3, Cinema 4. All the theatres have numbers, and the one where we saw Inside Out 2 was down a hallway, down another hallway, and then around the corner down a hallway, and then in.
Yeah.
So you would have to get it very wrong,
Well,
I feel,
there
in
was
terms of
also
location.
one small cinema like behind it.
But I don't think that was showing anything. Because when I
Really?
poked my head in,
I thought
no
that's
one
where
was
they
in there.
went. Oh. Interesting. Oh, well,
So
they
just
fucked up.
They just got it wrong. It's also not like Reading's cinema, where they don't actually put the cinema number in your ticket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When we went to see the movie that we're going to talk about second in this episode,
Yep.
we walked through and there was no guy to check your ticket also.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
And then,
Didn't you see it on like a Thursday night, the first night it came out?
yeah, we kind of like stood around and then a guy was like, "Oh, do you have tickets?" He's like, "Yeah, we're here to see this movie." And he goes,
Spoilers
"Oh, have you got your ticket?" And Shane showed the ticket and the guy goes, "Oh, you don't have the email that the tickets came with because that's what will say what cinema it is in."
But also, you work there, so you should know.
But also, like, it should be on the
It
ticket.
should be on the ticket.
Yeah. Anyway, it was in Cinema 2.
What did they work it out like that morning?
Yeah, I
What
don't know.
cinema it was going to be in?
Yeah, they're just
Aren't there
booking
only
it on
like
the
4
day.
cinemas in that one?
There's like 6 at that one, I
Oh,
think.
okay. I've
still-
only ever been in the same one.
But there's only like 2 big ones.
Yeah.
And this was the night it premiered.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did you think about Inside Out 2?
It was very good.
It was very good. I didn't think generally it was as good as 1.
Wasn't as good as 1, but very similar humour.
Yeah.
And the way that they introduced new emotions was good.
Yeah. I thought a very interesting thing at the very start of the movie. This episode's going to contain spoilers for Inside Out 2
Yeah.
and the other movie we're going to talk about. And at the end of 1, the puberty button appears on the console.
Yes. Yep.
Then
Very good.
I feel like Pixar went, I don't know if we can make a puberty movie.
Yeah, we tried that with Turning Red. It didn't go down well.
Everyone hated Turning Red because for some reason we don't think people should talk about periods, even though about 50% of the population have them.
Yep.
So I think they were like, we've kind of set up a puberty sequel, but it's not going to go well. So one of the first scenes is like Joy yeeting that to the back of the mind. We're like, well, we're not going to worry about that yet.
Yeah.
And so then we can get on with, let's face it, emotions that come up when people go through puberty.
Yeah.
But not puberty.
But not puberty. The non-sexual part of puberty.
Yeah. Every emotion that comes with puberty except horny was introduced in this movie, basically.
Although there was Crush Island or something.
Oh, yeah.
There were a few crushes on there.
But so we got anxiety, we got embarrassment, we got ennui,
Yeah.
and we got envy.
Yep.
Envy for mine wasn't the greatest.
It was all about anxiety.
It was all about Maya Hawke / anxiety.
Yeah.
It was Amy Poehler and Maya Hawke, and then they each had their little offsiders.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like Riff versus Bernardo,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the Jets and the Sharks.
Sure. Let's go with that.
I just had the, just a bit of a gang feel about it, not in a bad way.
Well, they were competing.
They were competing for the girl's life. What's her name?
Riley?
Riley, thank you. I was talking about it yesterday and I forgot their name too. Riley has a lot of shit going on and they timed it well. Both of the movies, what they did was they put the transition in. Because just
That
like,
wasn't going to happen until the third one.
I think just the life of someone day to day
Yep.
has the emotions. They have emotions, but we don't get a story out of it
Yep.
unless there's, in writer terms, what we call an inciting incident.
Oh, that's great.
And in the first one, it was the moving, and
Yep.
in the second one, it is about to be the move to high school.
Yeah, and it's the hockey camp and the friends leaving.
Yeah.
A lot going on. No wonder she has anxiety.
Yep.
The other funny one was nostalgia popping up a little bit. That was
yeah.
hilarious. Little thing comes out. Oh, remember, we're not ready for you.
Yeah. We're 13. We're not ready for
Yeah.
nostalgia just yet. It's a very well acted movie. There were a couple of issues with the story. I felt like a lot in the first one, Joy explained bits. I thought there was a little bit too much of that in this one, particularly at the start.
The start was clunky.
But
Clunky exposition.
the story worked well
Yes.
overall. And Maya Hawke was actually very good.
Maya Hawke was great.
Nepo baby, but
She's no,
actually good.
Maya Hawke's great. I don't give a shit that she's a nepo baby because she's actually talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and she's
Roll that clip of Northwest in The Lion King again.
she's actually said, yeah, I do have, and I've said it before on the podcast.
She owns up to it.
She owns and she says, yeah, I have had advantage, but I still work bloody hard, and she can actually still act. She's going to end up with more movies than her parents.
She's going to probably end up with more awards than her parents.
Amy Poehler is very good as she is with Joy. Interestingly, Sadness recorded her bits in a completely different state.
On her own?
Yep.
Is that like method acting?
Yeah.
Like she had to be alone and sad?
She was invited to be part of the sequel, and she said, yeah, but I don't really want to go back to LA.
Yeah.
She's like, done. I've done my movies. I did my however many years on The Office, but I don't really want to go back to LA. So, and obviously then Pixar wanted her to be in it. So they found a studio near her home in like Michigan or wherever she lives.
Yeah.
Just go in there and record your lines.
Michigan.
And they're going to send the files to us, and then we'll just cut it into the movie.
That's great. I think part of the other kind of issue I have with the Inside Out movies,
Yes.
the emotions are the emotions,
Yep.
right? Fear is always scared.
Yep.
Disgust is always disgusted.
Yes.
Sadness is generally always sad.
She does a little smile occasionally.
Yeah.
But she's sad.
Joy, do whatever you want.
Well, that's what I found interesting is that they added 4 emotions and a little bit of nostalgia.
Well,
Ennui,
Ennui didn't do much.
but Ennui has a role within the movie. Envy also didn't do much. She was my least favorite of the new ones. But yeah, and I think what we both said after we came out of the cinema about Joy was that it moved away from the emotion being the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've added 4 different emotions so that Riley can feel more emotions, but Joy gets angry and sad and anxious
Yeah.
and envious.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
She gets more envious than envy.
Envy wasn't characterized well for mine.
And also, how much do you reckon Io Edebiri got played to be envy?
I love Ayo.
Probably just completely butchered that name. I've heard it about 8 different ways, so that's fine. But I reckon she would have got a decent amount, and it could have been anybody doing that.
It could have been, but yeah, this is the thing that Robin Williams ruined with Aladdin.
Yep, you have to get a name.
You don't get voice actors anymore. Envy just kind of followed along with anxiety. I didn't find much that Envy did was particularly envious.
No.
It was just like, I want to be liked.
I like your hair. Look at her hair.
There was kind of one thing where it was like, I want hair like that.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of it. It's just Envy seemed to be a little bit just of an extension of anxiety, which was different to the first one because Joy and Sadness were the main 2 and they were obviously very contrasting. But none of this has stopped it taking a shitload of money at the box office.
Oh, yeah.
And
Highest grossing movie of the year, maybe soon to be overtaken.
yeah, quite possibly, with the movie we're going to talk about second. It grossed over $1 billion and took back the record. So it's now Pixar's highest grossing movie taking over The Incredibles 2,
Right.
which was the highest grossing.
Nice.
And now Pixar has backed the highest grossing animated movie of all time because it did lose that to Frozen.
Okay.
So it has grossed 1.462 billion worldwide. Frozen grossed 1.2 billion, which took over the spot from Toy Story 3.
Wow. Adjust it for inflation.
Done. Toy Story 3
Toy
made
Story.
I'll just know that. So, yes, I thought it was very good.
It's very good. Like you said, not as good as the first one, but like the first one's a 9 out of 10. This is an 8.5.
Yeah.
The funniest bit that had these women laughing on delay
We'll come back to those women in a sec.
was the bit where they get put in a jar and then they put in the room of deep dark secret or whatever, and there was that cartoon thing that was talking to the screen.
Yep. That was great.
And then they're like, who did he talk? And the funniest bit was, I think, Anger was like, who's he talking to?
Yep.
And then they cut to the back of it and it's just talking to the wall.
Just talking to a wall.
And there was that weird Pouchy or whatever it was. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, Pouchy was so good.
Yeah.
That character that's basically like those old 2D cartoons, a bit like, when Dora Explorer or in Blue's Clues, they talk to you and they try to get you involved. So obviously that's held in the back of Riley's mind as a secret that she still likes this show, but it was creepy and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, that bit with the combination of whatever that video game character was.
Yeah.
That has a terrible special move.
Terrible special move. Couldn't, when he was trying to get out of the door.
Yeah.
And he did the computer game glitching thing around it. That was great. The little, if that was a live action movie, they would be cameos.
Yeah, similar to what we'll talk about next.
I think they would be hilarious. And they were that moment in The Secrets.
That cameo
was great.
The cameo of that video game character probably could have been played by the same cameo in one of the other movie.
Yeah, probably. So you're saying an 8 or an 8 out of 5 out of 10 for Inside Out 2?
Yeah, 8.5. Pretty good.
Okay.
I'd watch it again. I'll wait till it comes on Disney Plus, but I'll watch it again.
Oh, it's grossed more than Barbie.
Yep.
So that brings up, along with the movie we're about to talk about, the cinema's not dead.
You know what though? The movie. Why are we? Everybody, I think
I don't know, because I'm probably going to put it in the title.
Yeah, I know. I think the shocking thing for people will be that I went and saw a Marvel movie in the cinema for the first time since Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, geez.
Have I seen a Marvel movie?
Thor Ragnarok's
and Thor
down the bottom of the
Thor
thing.
was much better.
Incorrect. Deadpool versus Wolverine is the other one that we're talking about. Deadpool 3, the third of the Deadpool movies.
And the last.
I will say, if you didn't like Deadpool 1 and 2, you will not like Deadpool 3. But if you liked Deadpool and thought, Deadpool 2 wasn't as good, Deadpool 3 is better, much better, as a Deadpool fan and a Ryan Reynolds fan than Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 3 is better than Deadpool 2, which I also watched last week to make sure I'd watched it before I watched Deadpool v Wolverine, even though it's not versus, it's and, isn't it? It's just Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, it is, actually.
Which is also just a shit name, but the title is about as lazy as the writing. So
well, no, I think it's kind of a reference to people have wanted these things to team up in comics and movies for ages, and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are mates and have that ongoing banter over the internet and hating each other in quotes.
Yeah.
So I think calling it that is better than calling it Deadpool 3.
Mm-hmm.
But calling it that is like, fuck yes. We get Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. We get another Wolverine movie because after Logan, people were like, I hope they don't reboot Wolverine with anybody else.
Uh-huh.
But also, people are like, I don't want to see another X-Men movie with James McAvoy and fucking other, what's his name?
But the first one of those was good.
But I will go and see more Wolverine. People wanted more Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I think Deadpool fans wanted more Deadpool. And so I think calling it that works.
Cool. I think
Yes.
the writing is lazy.
How so?
Multiverse bullshit, whatever crap, cop out. Oh, actually,
But it takes the piss out of that multiverse bullshit cop out.
yeah, but which is annoying, right?
That's what this is. It's
Yeah.
what this character and this franchise is.
But also,
Yep.
we get it. He makes dirty jokes to the camera, and he likes kicking people in the dick. Ugh. Like
That's his thing, though.
it's boring.
It's only
Do something
boring.
different.
It's only boring because it's not your thing.
Do something different. Like the bit that I laughed at the most
Okay.
was
Spoilers. If you haven't watched
spoiler,
it,
fuck off.
it's been out a week. You should have.
You see, like, hot Deadpool or whatever that version of it is.
nice
the
Pool.
actual Ryan Reynolds.
Yep. Nice pull.
So you see his face.
Yep.
And the dog. This guy 2 seats up from me thought that was the funniest thing he'd ever seen in a movie.
It's funny. I don't know
was
if it's
kind of funny.
fall off your chair.
The funniest thing I thought was when they took the piss out of themselves by doing the fourth wall. And the Wolverine, Deadpool goes, I can break the fourth wall too, and then just looks at the camera and goes, the proposal.
Yeah.
I thought that was the funniest thing. There are a couple of other funny references as well. I think that, obviously, I don't watch them.
Yeah.
So there could have easily been a lot of references that went over my head. But I understand why Elektra and Blade and Channing Tatum were there. Okay? Because they were terrible.
I think I laughed a lot through the whole movie. I thought the action was also really good. I liked the story in that it took the piss out of the multiverse stuff. It included it because that seems to be where every Marvel is at the moment. And where a lot of these things are. But in including that, it's taking the piss out of it, which is what Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool does.
Yeah, but it's lazy. I think it's lazy for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to introduce a multiverse so they have a way out in case they ever want to be like, we need to make another... Who the fuck... I don't know who's died. Iron Man?
Yeah.
Right?
That's very topical, right? So,
I know, because he's some green guy now. What's going on?
Okay, so, all right. So you're not saying it's not
I'm not saying
lazy.
Deadpool.
Okay, good.
I'm saying that it's a cop-out of movie making.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to be very annoyed if... I don't think Iron Man being cast... Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom is a good thing. I think it's lazy casting.
Yep.
And I think it's just done because they want to work with Robert Downey Jr. some more.
Get it.
And they know that it'll make headlines. If it is this is from a different multiverse where Stark becomes Doom instead of Stark becoming Iron Man, that is 100% the cop-out of story making.
Surely that's the only way they can do it, though.
Well, no, they could just be, he's Doom.
But it's the same universe.
It's the same as Johnny Storm playing Captain America, but Fantastic Four wasn't as good.
That was funny.
And then came later. That reference, that I think is the best cameo in the movie.
The other... Because I saw some TikTok video of some nerd going like, here's the top 10 cameos from Deadpool.
Yep.
if I don't see the person, they're not a cameo.
Blake Lively as Lady Deadpool.
Apparently.
the
Matthew
credits.
McConaughey doesn't count.
Yeah, no. Well,
Rob McElhenney, it doesn't count.
I think the Matthew McConaughey one is very clearly his voice.
But that could have been me doing Matthew
McConaughey's
McConaughey.
voice.
I
Probably
could have
not
just
you.
been like, all right, all right, all right. There you go.
That's the only
I'm
line you got.
Cowboy Deadpool.
But I think I liked the cameos. I liked that the Void had a lot of shit ones, like what happened to a toad when it gets struck by lightning.
And then
in there.
like a Welsh one. A Welsh pool. Is that a place?
Probably. But also Wales is where Wrexham is,
Oh, see, that's
the
dumb.
football club that they own. I think
Welsh pool is a place.
when Chris Evans actually turns out to be Johnny Storm instead of Captain America, that I think was the best cameo of the movie because it also fed into Deadpool wanting to be an Avenger and he finally gets to meet Captain America, but then it's actually Johnny Storm.
Yep.
The worst was there were a couple of bits in terms of lazy writing where woman Xavier says, I shared a womb with him.
Yep.
And then 3 lines later said, Charles Xavier is my twin. I'm like, we got that.
Yeah, we got
when
that.
When you said we shared a womb.
That's what that means.
Yeah. We didn't need... Like, I didn't think you were like a hitchhiker. Like, I realised you were a twin.
They didn't sublet the womb.
Yeah. I realised you were the twin because you're also bald and have mind control powers.
Yeah.
So you're clearly the twin before you said, he is my twin.
That shit was fucking weird, though.
The hand in
Putting
the
a hand in the brain. Like, it looked pretty good.
Effects of that were good.
The other thing I will comment on, I don't know if it was like this in the cinema that you watched, but if you're in a cinema that has a large sound system,
Yeah, it was very loud.
like the shit was like rattling. It was actually pretty distracting.
I think our cinema was too loud.
I think ours was too.
It doesn't have to be, especially when you've got something Dolby Atmos properly.
Yeah.
And you have the full surround immersive experience. It doesn't need to be loud because sometimes if it is too loud, it takes away from the atmos
Yep.
and the surroundness of it.
You know what else I got a bit over with Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 3? I feel like what they do is they shoot a normal action sequence.
Yep.
And then the men who make this movie sit in a room and go, what's a funny song that we can put this to?
Yeah.
And then they just do that.
Yeah.
It's we get it. Put it to Avril Lavigne. It's funny.
The
Ha,
thing.
ha, ha, ha.
That's the thing.
But it's dumb.
Okay.
There'll be a fourth one in some
There
way.
will be. And it'll be hilarious.
I'm not watching it.
No, it'll be hilarious for Deadpool fans. You've watched 19 series of Survivor Plus. They do the same thing.
45. Thank you very much.
They do the same thing every season.
No, they don't.
Excuse
There's
me, they
different
do.
people.
They get hot people,
different people.
ordinary looking people, and a gay, and then put them on an island and make them do shit. And then they all betray each other, and you go to the TV, you go, oh my God, I can't believe they made an alliance and they betrayed. It's the same thing.
No.
It's the same thing.
It's not written by boring people.
How many times have you watched ER?
Well, I haven't got through that yet, so we'll see.
It's not written by boring people, but it's definitely written. You
Yes.
know the Logies, speaking of reality TV, the Logies has structured reality TV program.
Yeah, the Emmys has that too. It has competition reality, structured reality, and unstructured.
Structured means scripted, let's be honest.
Yeah, so structured reality is like Queer Eye, I think? Or is that unstructured?
No, what was nominated was in Australia for the Logies was Farmer Wants a Wife.
Structured.
Yep.
See, in America, I think that'd be competition reality. So competition reality is like The Traders and RuPaul's Drag Race and Survivor.
And The Bachelor.
Yeah, well, that's probably scripted.
It's scripted, but it's called structured. I don't think we have competition reality in Australia.
We do.
No, we have the shows. I don't know if we have a category of the
No,
Logies
no,
for it.
because what? It's going to be bloody Dancing with the Stars on the Block every time.
That dream
That's
house.
light entertainment.
Dream house, which is basically the block. Speaking of competition, are we moving on?
I just have to say one thing.
Okay.
I know I've bagged it, but it was still enjoyable.
It was very funny. I think
Right?
it's, if you include it in the MCU, which it is, technically now, it's up there in my top of the MCU movies.
I did get a bit over the Fox v Disney shit. We get it. I enjoyed it, but I did not enjoy it, I don't think, as much as the woman that screamed when Chris Evans came on the screen. She was like...
Even
Chris
before it
Evans,
was revealed that he was Johnny Storm?
Before. So then because, they set you up to think it's Captain America.
No,
That's
they
the
set
one
you
he
up.
plays.
Yeah. They set you up to not know who it is, and then it's revealed to
And
be
then
Chris Evans.
You see Chris Evans and people think it's Captain America.
Did she scream then?
Yeah. When you saw his face for the first time.
Oh my God.
I don't know if...
She was a fan.
I think they might have to clean up the seat after it. I don't know, but let's see.
And then flame on. Did she lose it?
I
Probably not.
didn't hear from her again.
I was going to say.
She left. The other thing I will say about the
yeah.
movies, this cinema I watched at, Hoyt's.
Okay. Seeing we're bagging franchises.
I think I'm done with Hoyt's.
Oh, okay.
It's $25 for the movie.
Yep.
And then I got a drink and an ice cream.
Yep.
And it was like $20.
Was it at High Point where you
Yeah.
were going to help yourself?
Yeah. You didn't assist me in any way.
No, that's
the only
shit house.
reason I came up here to pay is because you have to give me a straw.
Yeah,
I could have brought my own
that's how
straw.
they do it. Just drink out of the cup.
I'm just going to steal next time.
Just steal a large popcorn. It only costs them 4 cents.
I know, and I know that's how they make their money, yada, yada. But I went to the movies with a group of friends, one of which I used to work at the cinemas.
Yes.
And we were both like, I would have loved this self-serve shit 15 years ago. We would have had a great life. Like, we would have
You would
done
have
anything.
stood there for your 4-hour shift just handing out straws.
Yeah. And then going, it's $80, thanks.
Yeah. But meanwhile,
Far out.
you're also only getting paid $12 an hour.
Yeah.
Speaking
Anyway.
of competition, the Olympics are on.
They are
The
on.
Games of the Olympiad is Paris 2024.
25.
The 2024
32nd.
Summer Olympia Games of the Wikipedia. I don't need your colours. I know you have dark mode now. The Games of the 33rd Olympiad, 3 X's and 3 1s.
30, I was very close.
Yes. Can I say, at this time of recording, we've won a few gold.
The women have won a few gold.
But you know who's also winning?
China.
Stan Sport.
Okay. Yep.
No, they're killing it.
Yep.
I
Okay.
think they've done it really well.
I think their commentary and their coverage is good. Not liking the menu.
No, I like the menu.
I got so confused. I'm like, okay. So the other thing I had an issue with last night.
Is it like what's live and now Australian? What's live and now recommended? What's live and now?
It
Is
has
that what's confusing
4K live.
Yep.
Then live.
Yep.
And then like country channels. So if you just want to watch Germans.
Oh yeah, if you want to
can go
watch
Germany.
Eurosport, where the guy got sacked from. Yes.
Yes, you can do that. The only issue I had with, I was like, last night I watched something, and then the diving was on.
Yeah, I watched
Right?
the diving.
So like, let me flick on the diving,
yeah.
because it's aesthetically pleasing.
Yes. Yes.
And it didn't have the little Aussie. There's Aussies in it,
Oh, did it?
but there was Aussies in it.
Oh, they were.
They didn't do great,
No.
but they did better than France. Oh, sorry, I found it really funny.
They're there just because they're there.
They just
They're there because they just live around the
just-
corner.
Yeah, they were just at the pool.
Yeah.
I
I think the app's really good. I like that they have minis and highlights.
Yep.
So I watched the mini of Djokovic versus Ebden.
Okay.
Poor Matty Ebden. And it
did
was
see-
basically,
yeah,
it
yeah.
went for like 23 minutes.
Yep.
And it was just every point. So if you take away all the shit.
Well, because there was only about 20 points. Yeah.
But if you take away all the stuff that's in between points,
Yeah.
a 6-love 6-1 only takes 20 minutes.
does on Saturday afternoons as well.
Yeah. Poor Matty Ebden.
Well, Matty Ebden got in because he was an alternate.
Yeah.
Because somebody pulled out. And so I saw him
I think
post.
Holger Rune pulled out, and like Matt Ebden was like already in France.
Well, because he's
So
there
they're
for the
like,
doubles. So they're
"Come
like,
over."
hey, do you want to play?
Yeah.
And then he goes, when you're happy that you've been picked as an alternate, but then work out and you've got to play Novak Djokovic. And then if
round
you
two-
win, you would have had to play Nadal.
Yeah. Yeah. Not fun. But he didn't win.
He won one game.
As to be expected, and he was very happy with his one game. And even Novak, as much as he's a flog, said he did feel for Ebden. Ebden hasn't played a singles match in about 5 years.
I've played more singles matches than him. I could have gone over there.
He's ranked like number 3 in the world for doubles.
Yeah, but not for singles.
Not for singles.
It's a very different game.
No. So I like that they've done it well. You've got the options. They've got the little symbol when there's an Aussie and the little symbol when there's a medal chance. Then you can scroll down and just go to a sport.
Yep.
If you want. Like I had to put something on the background last night. So I'm like, let's see what men's gymnastics were on today. Doesn't matter that there's not Aussies in it.
Right.
Because I'm not watching for the country. Let's be honest.
Glad you said tree. It is good coverage. The bad thing is though, it's like live now, table tennis, and there's an Australian in it, and then you flick on, and it's just that wide shot of the stadium, and you're like, I think it's over.
Yeah,
like you just missed it. So I watched the diving last night, and then I watched the boxing, and old mate choked.
Oh, Harry.
And then it was so funny. I don't watch the boxing, right?
Yes.
But I was like, blah, blah, blah. And the commentators were like trying to be like, oh, it's pretty even. I wonder who's going to win. And I'm like, not us.
No, not Harry.
It's pretty obvious to me.
Oh, dear.
He got punched in the head more times than the other. That means he won.
That means, he didn't win if he's getting punched in the head that much.
And the commentator even said, you can tell he's a bit red on the side of his face. I'm like, he's been punched in the head about 10 times.
One bit of feedback for the commentators.
Uh-huh. Don't be sexist.
No. Well, yeah, number one. I know that Paris hosted the games in 1924.
Great.
I know that was 100 years ago, and I know that was very early on in the modern Olympiad. Not everything needs to be since 1924. In 1924.
Right, okay.
Like I watched the diving last night.
So, wait.
And they were like, the high dive hasn't been in the Olympics since Paris 1924. Like, okay, good. Then I flicked over to the gymnastics, and they're like, this move, the iron cross on the rings, this was first brought into the Olympics in Paris in 1924. Like, I can't listen to any commentary without someone telling me something about Paris 1924.
But who won the gold medal in 1924 for breakdancing? Did they say that?
The grandfather of the person that's in for speed climbing.
Fucking speed climbing. I'm so annoyed. It's ridiculous. I kind of want to see the breakdancing.
You know what you can watch before you watch the breakdancing, and it's an explanation of it as a sport.
I saw that. What was it? They were explaining
not breakdancing,
something.
breaking. It's called
sorry,
breaking, and it's not speed climbing anymore. It's called sport climbing.
Whatever.
If we don't have netball in Brisbane,
I was talking about that with people the other
something's
night.
wrong.
Because on Saturday I went to the netball, and then after netball I went to a dinner for friends, and I was like, we won, so I'm wearing my scarf.
Yep.
Sure, somewhere between 11:30 p.m. and 1 a.m. I lost it in Smith Street. That's fine.
Including that badge I found in that round in McDonald's that I gave
No, I've
you.
still got that.
Okay, good.
But I have like 5 other scarves, so it's fine. Anyway, and I was talking to someone, and they were like, is netball an Olympic sport? I'm like, no, it's not, but we're hoping we'll get it for Brisbane.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean everyone in the country. Because it's a guaranteed medal.
Well, it's a first, second, or third. It's a guaranteed something.
Guaranteed medal. Like if we got bronze, we'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
If we got silver, we'd be disappointed. Anyway,
what else? What else would we put in an Australian sport that is as obscure as breaking or sport climbing? Not netball. Everyone knows netball's a legitimate sport.
We don't really have AFL. That's
Did
a
they-
guaranteed medal.
Did they have beach cricket in the Sydney Games?
I don't think they had beach cricket.
I reckon beach cricket should be in.
But do you know in Paris in 1924, that's where they introduced French cricket for the first time?
They invented it. I was also told something like the stadium where the stadium where the hockey was the other night is the stadium where they had the athletics in 1924.
Right. I was watching the beach volleyball,
Yep.
and I think they win best location.
Oh, they're like on the beach.
No,
Like,
because it's like the stadium's there, and then it's like at the base of the Eiffel Tower somehow.
oh, okay.
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. Could you imagine? I'm just going to sit here and watch beach volleyball, and it's the Eiffel
there's
Tower's
the
right
Eiffel
there.
Tower.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's kind of like
It's like they're doing the speed climbing in the
Rod
Louvre.
Laver Arena. You can see a little bit of one of the accounting firm's buildings in Melbourne.
Yeah, from Rod Laver, you can see
It's the same.
yeah,
the same.
Ernst & Young. It's great.
Anyway, the Olympics, well done, Aussies.
Keep it up.
I feel for the K2 women who had to follow Jess Fox down the run because
That was evil.
no one was beating her. And then that poor German woman,
Oh, she was.
she looked like she was close. And then she was like, no, I'm just going to knock this whole pole instead. She protested. Anyway, whatever. Jess Fox won gold. Women have won a lot of gold so far from what we've watched.
We've won every gold medal that Australia's won at this point has been a woman.
Oh.
Jess Fox,
Yep.
Titmus,
Yep.
the girl who beat Titmus in the other one.
Yes. Molly Callahan.
Thank you. The 4x100.
Yes.
Um,
Despite hanging around and doing their makeup.
and then the cycling chick.
Oh, yeah. And then she went to visit her friend in the hospital.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, because he had a big crash in his event.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, he had a big crash in his event and he was in hospital and then she went to visit him. One thing about the gymnastics, it seems to happen at every Olympics. There's always a gymnast that is coming back from what in any other sport is a career-ending injury. I watched a guy for Spain last night who did his floor routine and absolutely nailed it. Bang, 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 flip, hello boys, all of that. And then...
is that Roy and HD?
Roy and HG, yeah.
Wow.
2000 reference.
Anybody that's listening, far out.
Then the commentators are like, and you have to remember that 10 months ago, this guy was in a car accident, flew through the windscreen of his car and broke his femur.
Yeah.
And here's a chance to medal for floor at the Paris Olympics.
Well, no. I was going to make a joke, but
Anything else about the Olympics that we want to mention? Because we should wrap up because we got more events to watch.
we should. Kosovo's won a silver medal. That's pretty good.
Well done, Kosovo.
Don't know. I wonder what for. Let's have a look. It's probably like weightlifting or something.
Our water polo boys are not going to win. They got smashed by Spain the other night that I watched.
The Matildas need a lift their game.
Yeah, they do. Anyway, by the time between this recording and release,
Hockey.
we've watched a couple. Hockey should be good.
What was that? I'm trying to think. It's not important, but it was one of those things. I was like watching the catch up of, or a highlight of something, or a mini, and it was explaining the rules of.
Water polo?
You know what?
There's some odd
It
rules
might
in
have
water
been
polo.
basketball,
Yeah.
or maybe it was handball.
Handball, stupid sport.
Because I don't understand that you can just. I thought you were only meant to like step a few times and then you had to throw
Yeah, I
it.
thought it looked like 3 or 4 and then bounce.
Yeah, but then it looked like this woman was just like throw. I'm like,
Oh.
I'm so confused. I have no idea what the rules are.
Doesn't matter.
It's still impressive.
You just cheer anyway.
Yeah. I'm like, go the Netherlands.
I started talking about the tactics of water polo the other night.
Yeah.
I've watched a total of 6 games in my life. Most of them were for Japan 2020.
Yeah.
But
But I think
so-
when we had Sydney,
Yes.
was water polo introduced then? And beach volleyball?
No, I think beach volleyball was already in because we won in Atlanta.
Or maybe it was introduced in Atlanta and then we did water polo.
Kerry Pothurst.
And Natalie Cook.
Natalie Cook.
There you go.
Well done. What did that recall? Take that, Bruce.
There you go.
Poor Bruce.
Oh, what about Bruce?
Bruce McAvaney can't commentate this Olympics because it's on 9.
Like what? He does the racing.
Yeah. And I don't think Channel 9's going to pay him enough to leave Seven
That's
after
un-Australian.
45 years of him.
Un-Australian.
You know what I'm loving, though? All of the brands that are not sponsoring the Olympics, so can't use Olympic footage, can't use Olympic rings, can't use Olympic logos, they're just trying to get their ads as close to the Olympics as possible.
Right.
If you watch the footy and you see the Amy ad, there's like a kid doing weightlifting and a kid doing discus. And they're definitely not preparing for the Olympics.
Yeah.
They're just preparing for a whole lot of different sports that you might be watching on another channel at the moment. So well done to Amy for getting that going.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Sure.
Is there any movies we're going to see soon?
Maybe.
We want to go and see Twisters.
I don't know.
Actually, we should do one thing now before we finish this episode, so we've got the whole month for you listeners to think about it. And it's going to be, we're going to tell you now because we already know what we're watching for the rest of this month on Rainbow Popcorn and 2 Drink Cinema.
Okay.
We're going to ask you for your top 5 now.
Great.
Next week for Rainbow Popcorn, we are watching Bros
from
2022. And then the week after that, we are watching, for 2 Drink Cinema, 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yep.
So, we are asking for your top 5 frustrating rom-coms.
You've just named 2 of them.
So we
I
are...
get hate because people love 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Well, I don't want to talk about too much what we're going to talk about in
anyway.
the episode, but top 5 rom-coms that you watch that annoy you. You can still watch them and like them, but they might also frustrate you.
Is Deadpool a rom-com?
Or you could just be frustrated. It's a brom-com.
Oh, fuck off. Is that a new thing? Did you just make that up?
I just made it up. I'm going to write a whole genre. I'm going to write a whole series of brom-com novels.
Jesus.
Yeah, fanfics of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, obviously. So that's it. Top 5 frustrating rom-coms is what we want you to submit to us for this month's top 5 episode. So get onto the socials at 2 out of 3 Brothers and do that, or join the 2 Drink Cinema Facebook group, which is linked in the episode description. Thanks for listening to another episode of 2 Drink Cinema. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and all of those things that you meant to do that everybody asks you to do for YouTube and podcasts. This has grown on me to lemon lime as I've finished it. I've liked it a little bit more. Yeah.
I feel like the lack of sugar, I'm just like, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll finish it. I pretty much
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, that's true. All right. That's it. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers. Thanks for listening to 2 Drink Cinema. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcasts, either leave a tip or become a member for early access to these episodes by using the link in the show notes.
Join the Facebook group for more chat about the movies we review, and make sure you follow us on the socials to keep up to date.
Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your podcast app.
Happy viewing and drink responsibly.